Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I'm doing a broadcast here tonight live, and I'm starting off with a little meme while till people get into the chats. I hope y'all are doing okay. So I figured, well, we got problems to the right of us, problems to the left of us. So why not show one to the north of us, and I'll get into one to the south of us. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing good. I want to get in here to my studio. Hi, Doc. How you doing? Good to see you. So if you come into this, I hope I'm coming in clear. Hi, B-Dog. How you? So I'm going to go over some quick things. I'm going to play a video. Not this one. I'm just going to show you. A lot of people say, hey, is Biden in the White House? And Penguin 6 did a video on it, and I just put this up here for people who might want to check into it. It's interesting, and if you haven't heard of Penguin 6, some people don't trust him. A lot of people don't trust a lot of people, and I know why. So anyway, how's everything coming in? I hope clear. It's a Sunday evening, so hi, fine Dory. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So let me play this video and see how it comes out. I found out what Kevin McCarthy and Matt Gaetz were talking about. So I don't know. The volume's not the greatest on this thing, but finally we get to see the inside workings in the House of Representatives. So I'll go ahead and play it while people come in the chats.
Can you say it? Well, who knows? A really rich doctor. I think we're talking science. Friends promised me I could flick you in your face. Absolutely may not do that. In his for real. Cereal game. Cinnamon toast. You're like people in centric. Why'd he say it like that? You're a form. That's it. Guys, the time. I didn't know. What? I mean, reprehensible. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll shoot Nadine. I brought the tiger. You got somebody on the board. Hey man, you're gonna pay for dinner.
Well, that didn't come through as well as I'd like, but the last part he said, you're buying dinner before they grabbed him and drug him off. But anyway, we got some people in the chats while that was playing, so it was worth something anyway. But anyway, I got some stuff I'm going to go over about our neighbors down south, and the sound won't be too important because it's mostly about what's going on. And let's see, hi Tobin, hi David. Hi, Mac. Hi, Donna. Melinda. So as long as my discussion is not playing choppy or breaking up, that's fine. If it is, I'll stop and restart. Tobin says way choppy. How's my voice coming in, folks? If it's I'm waiting to get a response out of the chats. My voice is choppy, Melinda. My voice is choppy. No, my voice is good according to Dory. Aaron says I'm fine. Okay. So I've got to let a few minutes go by. They've got a new guidelines now. If you go outside of their guidelines within a certain time, it's a little bit of a story. But They are tightening up, and I can't put anything graphic up, okay? So I have some video from down south, if you know what I mean. And some people were watching live streams concerning what was happening today, and they disappeared. The live streams disappeared. So I have to be careful what I put up, make sure there's nothing graphic. But real quick, I putting this up here where McCarthy was elected House Speaker after a last-minute call from Trump to Getz. And I showed this picture to a couple people, and they didn't get it. They didn't notice it. But so I'm just putting it here for posterity's sake. I didn't have it last night. But here you see Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's handing the phone over. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Nasty Nadler in front of her, isn't it? Little Nasty Nadler. So she's going to hand the phone to somebody. But if you zero in on it, I know it's a little tough to see, and I don't know why. Things are not going away. Anyway, but that is a DT. Okay, that's a call from Donald Trump himself. Hi, Brighter Day. So this app is not responding very good. I hope my voice is clear and steady. But I'll just keep slugging it out as we go along. So let me see if I can get that picture to reduce. There we go. So anyway, that's going to be a one for the history books as far as I'm concerned, that picture. And this is when I got cut off and you all couldn't hear me for 15 seconds. I was talking about what Marjorie Taylor Greene was concerned about if the Democrats helped pick a speaker. You see that last paragraph. I can't read it because apparently it causes trouble. That was when I had a 15-second dead spot. So what happens if we don't elect McCarthy? You can kiss investigations, okay? All the things you see on that paragraph, goodbye. That's why I got cut off. Isn't that something? Okay, let me get into some of these things here and keep myself out of trouble. I said last night that people were going to be heading to the Capitol. And I want to ask in the chats, and I'm going to come back and check. Did anybody hear that from anybody else last night? That there were like hundreds of thousands of people heading to the southern capital, that southern country? So I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about yesterday and the day before. I said there was a march planned for today on the Capitol of hundreds of thousands of people. So anyway, there was a live stream that was, for some reason, fairly successful. And let me see if I got him up here. Here we go. I don't know if it's still up. But I can say, as a witness and someone who is reading the chats, that the name of this program is, let's see, Agenda Free TV. Now, it's my personal opinion that at least under this situation, they had an agenda, okay? Because anything that referred to a description of the event other than a replay of J6, the mods would wipe it out. Okay? Now, I've been getting stuff straight from that country, okay? This country right here. That country right in the middle, Brazil. Okay? And so I'd say they had an agenda. But I'll start off the broadcast with some of their reports. Here's a picture they put up, and a lot of their videos were very tiny. You couldn't see a whole lot of anything. And that building you see that's shaped like a half moon, they call it a bowl. There's one downside and there's one right side up. Two bowls, one upside down, one right side up. That's the House and the Senate equivalent, okay? And they call them Bolsonaristas. Storm Brazil Capitol, okay? And let's see, part of this article that he was reading during his agenda-free live stream, it's fuzzy because that's the best picture I could get because it was a small article, okay? Rio de Janeiro, supporters of former Brazilian President Bolsonaro, who refuses to accept his electoral defeat, stormed Congress. The court and presidential palace in the capital Sunday, just a week after the inauguration of his leftist rival, Lula. Thousands of demonstrators bypassed security barricades, climbed onto the roofs, broke windows, and invaded all three buildings, which are connected through the vast three-tower square in Brasilia. Some are calling for military intervention to restore the far-right Bolsonaro to power. Now he's far right. And there were four buildings, actually. The Supreme Court building, the House part of Parliament, the Senate part of Parliament, and the presidential palace. I'll get into that in a minute. Images on TV channel Globo News showed protesters roaming the presidential palace, many of them wearing green and yellow, the colors of the flag that have also come to symbolize the Bolsonaro government. Oh, the colors of the flag symbolize Bolsonaro. Okay. The incidents recall the J6 invasion of the U.S. Capitol. Some political analysts in the judiciary, Bolsonaro have warned about for months. But in this case, it is likely that Congress and the Supreme Court had limited, and I have to jump to another page, if you'll bear with me for a second. Let me see where that's at. There we go. I got to really expand it because it was tiny on the screen. Okay. Let me just start down here. Thousands of demonstrators bypassed security barricades, climbed on. Oh, did I get that twice? Oh, that's the other part of the same part of the article. Sorry. Let me get it here, folks. Like Archie Bunker said, patience is a virgin. Holy cow. I'll get it. But anyway, let's see. The incidents recalled J6 Bolsonaro supporters have been protesting against Lula's electoral wins since October 30th, blocking roads, setting vehicles on fire, and gathering outside military buildings, asking armed forces to intervene. Many believed election results were fraudulent or unreliable. So this in the chats in this live stream, you couldn't get a word in edgewise if you said anything about there being a problem, and it was repeated that it was false claims of problems with the selection. And I just grabbed this screenshot because one guy got away with saying, let me see if I can get it large enough to see. I am in Brazil now. the protest isn't about Bolsonaro. It's about the Supreme Court Judge Moraes and the lack of transparency. Now, he didn't get taken down, but I tell you what, I was watching people in the chats get knocked out right and left by the mods, even if they were saying very mild things. I didn't see that, Freedom Hello. If Elon bought Google, that would be quite something. Now, this is something I had in my studio for about a week that is very interesting and applies right now. This is in Espanol, but Lulu spent $55,000, I think, for a sash in 2007, a presidential sash. You see it there. And the controversy was last week that the sash was missing and no one could find it. So, of course, none of that's being reported. We got to find out. I don't know. I got to be very careful, so we can keep this at least till it gets uploaded to Rumble. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. But at least this will be backed up because I've got about a dozen little videos I want you to watch. I've been very careful about making sure they cannot be considered explicit or anything like that. So let me see. Here's where let's see. This is just some footage where demonstrators. Now I'm gonna play this first one. Oh, Nikki, I'm talking about when people were saying that, saying it wasn't like the J6, or if they had. No, I must have come across wrong, Nikki. Somebody has it sashed. Ha ha, that's funny. Anyway, this one I'll play it. It'll loop over, but you read what the banners are saying because this was not played on that channel. This I got off of a Telegram channel. I had a video that was showing a little closer view of it, but it got taken down while I was recording it. So let's just see if this one goes okay, okay? Yeah, don't put what they want in the chats because that might get me in trouble. Now, I'm just going to show you different videos, and they're non-combative. But let me see, they're so small, I got to pull them up and see what I got on the screen. This is a police officer getting escorted by a crowd to his compatriots to show that the people were acting, okay, I'm back. I almost dropped the phone. So let me go ahead and play this as a police officer being escorted by the crowd. So that was a very peaceable and civil video there. There shouldn't be any problems. But this is the aftermath of people going into the presidential. And as you can see, it looks like somebody has thrown talcum powder everywhere. But what you'll see is somebody let off a fire extinguisher. And the perpetrators, I'll get into that in a little bit, but nobody's got them on film as far as I know yet. But anyway, here's walking through the presidential palace.
Quebraram aqui tudo já. Acho que é no outro andar. Onde ficam os vidros? Muita fumaça.
You saw there just before the end of the clip, there was a fire extinguisher sitting on the floor. And then we see this fellow here with a cowboy hat on. Looks like he's using the phone. And where he is, there isn't any dust or whatever from the fire extinguisher. So anyway, you get to this. This is the Senate building. And you'll see how it can be identified as a Senate building as the tape plays. And see if it brings back any memories. They said there was a you-know-what letter shaman there, and I didn't get a picture of that. But he was supposedly had snake skins on, his face was painted, a helmet with horns. So they were trying to keep up with the Joneses, whoever was helping with this production. Now, that was the Senate because you saw senators' placard there. But there is a post where, let me see if I can find this. First of all, here's one that came off a telegram. You see the name there, A-N-T. You remember that Auntie? Her last name was Fa. Arrested. I didn't get any pictures of them laying on the ground because they gave me. But the National Force arrested one of the infiltrated folks. He had BOMBs, gas, and other weapons to disrupt our peaceful movement. Okay, so let me get that one video down, and I'll show you another post that they put up that a lot of people were reporting. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, this is the Supreme Court building. And the video there, I could have, got some kind of trouble for. But these are people arriving, and there's hardly anybody around, and the place was bashed up. Superior Court was already damaged before the Patriots arrived. Okay? Communists are, this is the opinion of the young man giving this post. Communists are scum of the earth, and the worst of them are the journalists they pay. So everybody got there, and lo and behold, glass was broken. There was graffiti everywhere, and there's these thousands of people, and everybody's like, who did that? It just happened, you know? So here you have, let me see what this is when the police finally moved in. I know a lot of you probably seen this picture. Now, when the police moved in with their shields, these are the soldiers they called in, and I was really had my antennas up because a lot of them were dressed questionable. Their uniforms, I would say, was questionable. But the protesters immediately submitted. The Brazilian army, in tandem with the police, have begun to arrest protesters and secure government buildings. With the loyalty of the security services to the Lula government, it appears unlikely the latter will be dislodged from power. So Lula they reported he fled the capital, but he was later reported to have come back. But this is an idea of earlier in the day, how the people were arriving. My understanding is, I don't know, another 100,000 on the way, and they just blocked the roads off and wouldn't let them come through. But here's what was going on earlier in the afternoon and the morning. So if they hadn't blocked the roads off, it would have been a heck of a lot more people. But a lot of people were documenting this instance here. Here you have people showing up at a government building. Damages were already done. And here you see the people sweeping up the glass. These are not workers, government workers or soldiers or police. These are just regular, everyday people who came to attend, and they're sweeping up the glass, and she's discussing what happened.
Que está limpando, e essa bagunça quem fez não fomos nós, foram as bombas de gás lacrimogêneo que o polícia jogou. Não foi a gente. Mas está limpando, não. E quem quebrou foi o gás lacrimogêneo, foi?
Pessoal infiltrado que não queria deixar os patriotas. Aqui, ó, o bem venceu. O bem sempre vence o mal. Estão limpando, organizando. Porque essa casa.
Now I have another video of some people arriving at a government building, and they walk in and the place is demolished like this here, and they're all wondering what happened here, who did this? And a police officer in plain clothes with pointing his GUN right at them, screaming and yelling, picking up things and throwing stuff. The only ones in the building were the police. And when the civilians got there with their cameras like they're doing here, they showed up and the place was already demolished. So phantom, you would think phantom agitators, or bolsonaristas as they call them. So anyway, let me find this one video that actually shows somebody waving a Lula flag. Let me see if I can find that. And it's kind of quick, but you can catch somebody doing something. I think this is it. Let me see. Yeah, I think this is it. If it's not, this might be something else.